Welcome to Unit 2. We're going to start by looking at the she session. So up until this most recent recession, we had only ever experienced recessions that were dominated by job losses and impacts to men. Obviously, all people were affected, have been affected in previous recessions and the Great Depression. However, the disproportionate impacts of this particular recession that has started since the COVID-19 pandemic has started have been on women and industries that are dominated by women. So back in 2008, most of us, I think anybody who's taking this class will have some pretty significant memories of those times. And during that time, there were downturns in industries that were dominated by men, and in particular, they were in areas of manufacturing and construction. Things kind of started to grind to a halt in those areas, and more men, relatively more men than women, lost jobs during that time. This actually bodes better for an overall economy in general, because in general, men tend to be more fully employed than women. Women often have less than full employment for various reasons, many of which are related to the unpaid work that they do in the home. More women than men stay home all or part of the time. And when a recession like that in 2008 happens, a family, if there are two wage earners in the family, has the opportunity for the woman to take up work or the other wage earner to take up work when the male wage earner is laid off or put out of work in some way. That was something that happened in previous recessions, but not so much this time. We are experiencing the first ever she session. The biggest job losses we've seen have been in female dominated sectors of service, hospitality, travel, and retail. And there are so many jobs that require little to no training that are being automized out. When you go to the grocery store now, you might check yourself out. You might not have a grocery checker checking you out any longer. And that is just one little peek into an area where we're seeing more and more of that happen. And for the first time ever in this recession, one of the dynamics that we are looking at or people are studying with respect to job losses is this idea of physical proximity. It's the first time we've ever looked at, well, is this job going to be affected because they do work close to other people or not? So that was an interesting new metric. And as women in particular have this application of skill in areas where they are dealing directly with humans and utilizing their distinct capacities, that is affecting them disproportionately. And obviously there are huge impacts that are related to childcare and other unpaid labor. It has been estimated by some economists that this recession, this she session, will impact equality in the workplace equal to decades or maybe up to a century of difference occurring or impact occurring to women in the workplace and our equality.